The following is a special presentation of iRacing on LSRTV, your home for sim racing.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to another installment here of the Sunwest Construction Superspeedway Cup Series on LSRTV. Round number 9 is up for the grabs today, and we had our first repeat winner last time out on the high banks of Talladega in a caution-filled race. We're back under the lights here at Daytona, and I am so glad you are all here to join us for this one as we get ready for another action-packed evening. We have 90 laps on the books tonight and 2.5 mile racetrack here at Daytona. It's going to be a good one. Cannot wait for this to go off because we have a good field of cars tonight. We're out on track qualifying right now. We'll get to see those times come in as they do. We'll see who we get on pole tonight. Talking to Rod Flag earlier tonight, he said he's fairly confident that 23 car is going to have a great showing tonight, especially qualifying. They've been doing a lot of practice, so looking forward to see if he can make it 2 for 2 on the front row. I believe for the time being, till my co-host joins me, I'm actually on my own for a moment, so we'll have to go with that one. But as it stands, times are coming in. You'll have to just put up with listening to me. It'll have to do for you guys, but all the usual superstars are out on track getting ready for this, and we're going to get those times on the board right now. Provisional pole, Scott Warren. We've got Berger, Travis Time. Wofford goes now provisional. He's always a solid qualifier. Usually always going to get those positions in. I do apologise for a brief break there in me talking. I had to go and quickly type in to look up the points for tonight's series because we're going to show you those now with regards to how the race is going. On season 16 right now, it's Mark Jorgensen Jr. out top. Of course, he has a win so far. In fact, I need to try and find a list of the actual current positions. There you go, the qualifying results coming in as you see them. But looking at our points here on the screen, there's those 8 drivers locked in. 7 drivers locked in, actually. We had our first repeat winner, Frank Brasilia III, getting that second win there. Of course, it's Frank Brasilia III, Jorgensen Jr., Cozy, Rodney Wofford, Victor Bartlett, Gary Champion, Glenn Hedrick, Andrew Berger, Spencer Preet down there is the first one, or second one, I should say, out on points with Berger. Warren, Levine, and Flag. Those guys are all in the playoffs as it stands. If nobody else wins a race but the guys who've already won, this is how things sit for the moment. Of course, points can change, but a couple of hungry guys just below the cut line there. Corey Henry, Harry Tiller, Travis Brown, all looking for opportunities here to get themselves in with a win or in points. Time still coming in. Jorgensen Jr. has pipped Wofford to the front row at the moment. It's 47.790 is the number to beat. Do we have a time from the quiet but confident driver of the 23 car, Rod Flag? He goes second. He can't do it, but he is front row. That 23 car was fast. He wasn't lying to me. Not fast enough, though, by 8/1000ths of a second. Will he stay up there, though? That's going to be interesting to find out. Looking at the cars we still have left to qualify, he has a real chance of staying up there, so he could still get a front row start tonight, and it'll be great if he can manage exactly that. 2 weeks in a row on the front row would be quite an achievement in a field as competitive as this one. More cars getting their qualifying times in now. Our top 10's looking like Jorgensen, Flag, Wofford, Warren, Berger, Hanna, Rittenauer, Brown, Bartlett, and Champion. But will anybody else break in? We still have a number of drivers. About 10 drivers left to qualify, including Schultz, Preet, Ludke, Becalella, Spencer, Manger, Coop, Tiller, and others. Session's over, though. They haven't qualified. 32 cars are entered for tonight's race. We'll see how they grid up, of course. We did only get 22 qualifications, and we'll have to go and run our order now. Flag confirmed, though, on that front row, as I'm finally joined by Gary Weaver. Better late than never, Gary. I completely agree. What a sentiment. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. But either way, whilst Gary gets his microphone set up, he's literally just arrived at the booth here, and we'll give him a few seconds to get himself sorted. We'll start to run through your starting order for tonight. Pole position tonight, the number 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. out there on the front row. Second place front row will be Rod Flag. Row number 2, Rodney Warford and Scott Warren. Row number 3, Andrew Berger, Josh Hanna. MP number 6. Row number 4, Ray Rittenhouse second with Travis Brown. And row number 5 is Victor Bartlett and Gary Champion. Row number 6, Jason Altmans and Alex Russell. 7 is Michael Cozy Jr. and Glenn Hedrick. Row number 8, Corey Henry and Corey Smith. K then a C. Richard Rager Jr. and Joseph Yunkins on row number 9, with row number 10 being PJ O'Leary and Dan Harrington. Behind them we have TJ Buck and Justin Wine in row number 11. Row number 12 tonight is Preet and Lucky. 13, Carl Manger and Harry Tiller. Row number 14, Robbie Lyons back with Austin Coop there. Row number 15 is Mike Schultz and Joey Piccolella. Row number 16, Frank Brasilia III and Kevin Spencer, with last car on the outside is Raymond Lees, although a spectacular error has occurred in the 5 car because his car just detonated on the spot. If the camera is showing me what I'm seeing here, it appears as though the 5 car simply exploded. Well, I guess that motor wasn't put together properly, Gary.
Apparently not, and of course, my bad for being late. Honestly, it was a long flight. I got out early, so
don't worry,
yeah.
We'll take it out of your pay. Either way, cars heading off now from pit road, getting themselves out on track, and we'll see if the 5 is moving. So I guess it's not detonated the way it looked like it was, but on my screen that car looks demolished. It is basically a modified right now, so could be some little technical hitches with the new build and all the patches that have come out recently, especially today. But that car looks trashed, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know what it looks like on the screen because I'm looking at the broadcast now and it looks to be in perfect condition, so I guess it's just on my end. But Gary, we're coming now down the backstretch, ready to start this thing off tonight, of course. Lap 45, I believe tonight is going to be our stage. And, wow, racing ready to go.
Well, of course, it is Daytona, and of course, way different from Talladega, so hopefully we won't see a lot of 3 wide because, well, we all know how that ends, and of course, from experience, from being on the high side at Daytona while being 3 wide, that's totally, there's just a lot of pressure there.
Didn't realize that was the end of the sentence, but I guess it is. So look at our track facts there. Of course, 2.5 miles, 31 degrees in the corners. This track is fast. Narrower than Talladega, of course, but a nice smooth surface. Makes for great racing, and let's see if we can break our track record from last week and actually manage to get ourselves through a lap before we have the big one this time out. Pace car makes the long left-hand turn to pit road, and the field gets the green flag. Martin Jorgensen Jr. leads him across the start-finish line to start lap number 1 here. And we are racing at Daytona. One of these days, I desperately have this urge, Gary, to start one of these things with buggity, buggity, buggity. It's just a thing. It kind of has to be done at some point, but I've been avoiding it for so long.
I'd say do it for the last race at least, as right now that high side is slowly starting to gain ground.
Absolutely, our Rod Flag is leading the outside lane still, but he's not quite gained back up to Jorgensen. They're just about getting level now, or an overlap, I should say, entering into 3 and 4, but topside always suffers a bit, especially on the smooth track here at New Daytona. We'll see if they can manage to keep this one going, but for now, things looking stable inside line with the progression. Watford there behind Jorgensen Jr. Always towards the sharp end, just missed out on the front row as the outside really drops back now, Gary.
Yeah, they managed to get level at the very least, but, well, right now that doesn't seem to be the case, as they are level, just not where they want to be, as I'm seeing Travis Brown now. He's going to go down to the inside lane, so looks like he's going to call this off early and stick on the inside lane for now.
Certainly is, of course, and The inside lane definitely always has that advantage, and it's showing here. 87 written down second there, pulling clear as well as Bartlett. 97 on the low side may get a chance as well here. Jason Altmans. Bartlett pulls up in front of Flag, but he chooses to go back down again here. Lap 1 completed, actually lap 2 completed, and we've had no major carnage, so...
Oh, goodness.
Well, I've just jinxed it now, so... It's me tapping on the commentary desk there to make sure I've touched some wood, because this thing has a green feel. It's single filed out fast.
Yeah, right when you said that as well, Rod Flag just barely managed to make his way in front of Travis Brown, almost turning he and himself in turn number 1, but luckily they do stay single file. I'm seeing Victor Bartlett peek out to the outside on the back straightaway there. But, well, aside from the 12 and the 21 of Gordon Hendrick, 12 of Corey Hendry on the high side, a relatively single file.
Certainly is, of course, and the single file is efficient, of course, and maybe these guys got a little bit burned after the very busy, active race last week for car damage. Of course, the tow truck guys and pace car crews worked overtime, but maybe the teams have told them, yeah, we brought your backup, but we don't want you having to use it immediately this time. So things are a little bit more patient at the moment, I believe, looking back through our field, apart from back in our mid kind of 20s region, around Corey Henry there in the 13th place. That's our first real 2 wide we're seeing here. And there's only really 2 of them up there, so things very, very stable, very patient at the moment. The field generally getting some running in, although Piccolella's dropped back. Lisa's dropped back, Spencer also running solo. Bunch of cars towards the rear end of this thing, just really not hooked up.
Yeah, I believe they're definitely trying to take a more cautious approach after last week, so I'm not surprised, to be honest. I would also be careful, especially after that big wreck in turn 1, turns 3 and 4 last week at Talladega, and well, maybe not, as I think Hedrick was trying to sidetrack Henry a little bit, but thankfully, no contact was made.
Yeah, certainly no contact right now. Bartlett's still moving around, looking for what's going on, and Gary, I'm not sure if you managed to check up, but what changes have we seen, of course, to these Cup cars with the new builds?
Well, once I pull that up, actually, yeah, there's nothing made. No changes as of yet.
There should be no changes to how they're handling, no changes to draft package, so everything should be exactly as it was. I saw what I thought with the number of cars who were dropping off the back that maybe there was a change in the aero behavior, but things basically looking similar.
Aside from a single file, but, you know, I can go for that kind of a change. That's good. Everything's peaceful so far. Although I believe we will be seeing things start to pick, well, right when I say that, I guess who peeks out to the outside, Victor Bartlett, and the 97 and Jason Altman followed, but it seems more like a engine cooling tactic, of course. I'm not surprised, but I believe that these drivers are just going to wait until around the halfway point to actually start going side by side. Once the laps close into 45, the more we'll see drivers go side by side, and the more we see them take risks. Hopefully not very major risks, but risks nonetheless.
Certainly will do, of course, and we'll have to see if that can play forwards for this, but patience is, of course, a virtue at the moment, and it's getting us some laps under our belt. We're on to lap 7 here, and things staying pretty calm. Of course, any real challenge match to get us 2 wide could take a lap or 2 to get going, lap maybe 3, so could we see a green flag caution here? Or also a green flag stop, I should say. And with our new fuel numbers, that's around 21, 22, so we're about halfway to a stint or approaching that point now.
It'll be very interesting to see these drivers actually do a green flag pit stop as well, because we can see who's on what strategy, who decides to stay out 1 lap later or pit 1 lap earlier than the estimated fuel run that these drivers have. Of course, 20 laps in, I'd say at least definitely just take fuel only and have the crew check their tires and see what the tire wear is. Hello, I'm seeing the 24, never mind, that's not 24, 87, Raymond Rittenauer and Victor Bartlett. Those 2 were a little bit sketchy going down the back straightaway. Raymond Rittenauer decided, Ray Rittenauer decided to head to the high side. Victor followed, went back down to the low side, and Victor, I'm pretty sure, almost got that quarter panel. No, hello, a little bit of a shot from Victor as well.
Certainly is, and he gets a bit of a shot going, but he gets himself moving here, and wow, the field's still fairly stable. People moving out to cool those engines, like we mentioned, but we're all staying quiet. And it's, like we said, not a lot to commentate on when looking at this field. The entire thing is single file now, all the way through your field. Packs of 3s, packs of 2s, packs of 1s, but apart from the main pack here, which leads us to about, I'd say here, if I go back to the rear end, looking at really Harry Tiller back there, looking at 46 behind him. Reagan Jr. is the last car in our lead back, has 21 cars, single file for your lead group, and right as I say that, they changed their mind. Bartlett leading a charge here with Altmans and Flag up the outside line here. Could be having something forming.
I think they heard you, but they're trying the best that they can, but it's only 3 cars, and, well, we saw how well that went at the very start of the race. Bartlett has a chance to move, and not anymore. Well, Raymond Rittenauer and Travis Brown, Cozy in the 77 as well. All those 3 drivers just completely shut. Oh, Ray Rittenauer's just getting a little bit sideways, coming out of turn number 2, and now Cozy Jr. is going to head up to the high side in that 77. That would have been pretty devastating if Rittenauer didn't really get that car back under control.
Not quite, but keeps it roughly in one place as Cozy jumps in here. Pack stabilising some speed now, keeping themselves up on the high side, and the important part is to get out there, hold ground, then think about moving forwards, and they're getting that right now. They're holding their position. Flag dropping back a little bit, but he's got some more takers behind them as 25 and 4 jump up and join them. That's Kyle Manger and Justin Levine. Flag drops back to them, so we'll have a 3 and a 3. If those guys can get hooked up, that could be big momentum.
Yeah, that can benefit them greatly for this outside run, and I think Ray is doing a little bit of mind games, if you will. That's what it seems like. He's just trying to either figure out where to actually run, or he's trying to figure out how to drop off pace as quick as possible without actually dropping back a substantial amount. But no, those 3 drivers, Flag and a 25 and the 4, well, you were right, of course, and now that is a 6-car line on the high side. Now all they have to do is just move up about 5 cars on the inside, and then they'll be neck and neck with the leader. But right now, I think Bartlett's actually losing momentum right now. It sure looks that way.
A little bit at this time.
Oh no!
Oh, we got
there it is.
Problems. And we get our first caution on lap 12, and that is a rather massive one, as multiple cars involved there. As the replay up for you, Bartlett gets turned by Altmans, who just weaves down and hooks his bumper, turns him down into Josh Hanna, who comes up the track and impacts the outside wall. Nowhere he can go, and this collects a good portion of our mid-pack. But most cars are able to kind of dodge this. A few getting tipped into the walls there, 1 car turtling on his back. Most cars, I'd say, got through that. Maybe 6 or 7 have had problems.
Oh, and I mentioned around Bartlett that he has to watch out for the quarter panel, except unfortunately it was Jason Altman that clipped him there. So unfortunately, first caution, and of course is just from the one slightest mistake that you don't want to ever make, especially in mid-pack.
No, absolutely not, and those problems will happen occasionally, and it has happened here, but, well, we'll see if they can get themselves put back together and get this thing running, of course. We'll get our running order sorted back out again and get everyone to the pace car, which they're collecting now. Of course, this gives us a restart, and cautions breed cautions, Gary. Seems to be a similar result, shall we say, a similar cause, if you will, of the caution to the last 6 or 7 races. In fact, all this season, the trend of wrecks has been somebody hooking somebody. Now the aero package has changed this season 16. Of course, the last update really kind of gave us that change to the aero package. We've now seen a situation where the bubble doesn't exist. You can get to the car in front's bumper. People have forgotten how to drive straight. People are hooking people left, right, and centre as the whole field comes down pit road now for service, which will be an important one, of course, because this gets us to our one more stop, and we're at the half-time caution. But it seems like now that air bubble's gone, it's taken them 8-9 races, and they're still hooking people.
Yeah, I guess it's just the adrenaline that's going through him. Oh, I saw Travis Brown back up. He overshot his pit stall, and he has to park it once again, and he has to back up again. Massive problems for Travis Brown on pit road as well. I'm seeing some tires go up actually as well.
Flag's still in his pit box. He's had some issues there. Actually, no, Flag has damage, so he's trying to repair a few crinkles on that car. He took a bit of a slight swipe there. Certified used vehicles Toyota, just not in the perfect shape right now, but Still looks used finally.
Yep, just have to get repaired as best as possible. But for Travis Brown, oh, who can I compare pit lane times with? Well, Travis Brown's pit lane time, I'm saying 44.8 seconds. That's compared to, well, pretty much anybody from 9th to 2nd that went to pit road, about 25 to 28 seconds. I'm saying 30 for Glenn Hedrick.
Yeah, we're seeing some changes there as a few of these drivers juggle around in terms of positioning. Looks like PJ O'Leary got himself out front here, the 80 car, but he's damaged, very damaged actually. Not sure why he's still out. That nationwide 80 car will be our leader for now, unless he comes back down pit road, although I'd expect him to have come down already, being that he was lead lap. He looks to be going to pit road this time by, but it's, well, it's going to put it back in the hands of Mark Jorgensen Jr. with Wofford, of course, in the running order that was there before we had the issue. Hopefully these guys will get themselves back out and operational very soon.
Yeah, at least PJ O'Leary has Nationwide as a sponsor, ironically, so hopefully they can help him out there. Pace car lights are out, and we will be going green this time by. I'm going to take another shot, and of course, the two, I would say arguably, maybe, but they have proven that the best, from what I've seen, Superspeedway drivers, Mark Jorgensen Jr. and Rodney Wofford, these two I have seen race together many, many times. And of course, they have gotten wins those many times as well. And I think Jorgensen is saying hi to the pace car driver as well. Probably his own way.
He does that a lot.
I'm not surprised. I think it's Jorgensen's way of saying, hey, guess who's going to lead the most laps? Not you.
We'll have to find out, of course. Our first caution coming a little later than last week in a couple of recent rounds, so... But I want to take this back, of course, to the discussion of the bubble of air. And for those viewers at home, the best way to think about this was that there was a cushion behind all the cars. The air pooled with the aero package we had on these vehicles. It pooled behind the vehicles to essentially strap a cushion to the back of the cars. You could push on that cushion, which is the wrong phrase to use at this point in time, I realise, but the car in front would go forwards because you were still moving them, but there was a cushion of air between you two. It was very hard to get through that cushion of air. It required cars to be in threes or more to get through that cushion and actually get to the bumper. So cars really didn't hook up as often. We were in a situation where you pushed on that bubble, that cushion of air, and things worked. Of course, this also meant that because you didn't get too close, you didn't really overheat as often. We didn't see as many overheating issues. We should be getting ready for the pace car to come off this time by, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. The green flag flies, and Jorgensen leads him off. Good start there by Wofford, though. But like I was saying, with that cushion basically gone with the way the air is now operating on these cars, it's now super easy to get up there, which means we see more people having to move because of overheating as the outside lane really maintains its momentum this time by. Of course, you've got Wofford, Berger, Rager Jr. up there on the high side. They're pushing really hard here. Because you can get so close, like I said, overheating issues. We see cars moving out to cool down more often, and we see cars getting so close that they can move around and they hug each other's bumpers, which leads to a lot of our problems.
Yeah, it's just, of course, really unfortunate. I'm seeing the 46 drop back as well. That's, again, Reagan Jr., like you mentioned. I did see the 53 peak out to the outside a little bit, and I'm also seeing, I don't know if it's just me, but Justin Levine's back bumper apparently almost no longer exists, except from the very top portion of it.
Something's telling me the simulator is drunk and it needs to go home.
Look at the 3 and the 24, almost on the high side. No, there goes the 24. It's Andrew Berger into the outside wall. Everyone's scrambling away. Somehow, he keeps that straight. But, of course, there's going to be a huge scramble of cars, a massive scramble, just trying to get around him.
Well, if you get loose, that's how you got to do it. It's the most honourable thing to do, is just put yourself in the outside wall and stay there, which he manages to do. It keeps the field under green, doesn't ricochet back down the track, but it solves that. Unfortunate for him, though.
Yeah, surprisingly does manage to keep it straight and still going. And, well, basically a one-car, if you will, accident that doesn't cause a caution. He's going to head to pit road and repair that as quick as possible. And now, I believe that is the cause on why we are now single file, as Ray Rittenauer is now up to second.
Yes, indeed, and wow, that's shaking things around a little bit. Right now we're up to second ahead of Wofford as we get a second group moving forwards. Do they stay in line or do they have to push out and see if they can make a move? But now they're just going to run it again. We might drop back into that same system of just operating in single file. It seems that doubling up leads to our issues.
Oh goodness. Okay, so I did see the 4 and the 81 go a little bit to the high side. I thought the M1's going to hook Levine for a second, and goodness, alright then, well, 53 of Austin Cope, he is trying to figure out where to go, and he wants to make that high side work, and nope, looks like Joseph Youngkin, nope, never mind, there goes Austin.
Coop loses the back end there, and it's another bumper hook that puts us in the same situation again.
Oh my.
Although, weirdly enough, he hooked the... I'm trying to find his car actually on our screens for you, but it was actually hooking himself almost. He pushed himself into the bumper of the car in front there, which led him to that situation as he just got into the back there of the 87. Rittenauer set him loose and moved him down to the inside, and he ran himself around. So, again, kind of bumper hooking is our thing.
Well, Justin Levine just got shuffled out of pretty much the entire line that he was in. Not sure if, well, he's definitely lost the draft at this point, and hopefully he and the 84 TJ Buck, as TJ passes him on the outside, hopefully they could work together, but with that move, it definitely doesn't seem like that.
Absolutely. And, well, it's one of the situations it's put themselves in, but it's, well, we're back to single file running, of course. They're going to go past Andrew Berger, but he goes down a lap now to your main field, but the field itself is staying single file. It seems that we can still hook people with single file. It's just dumping them off the racetrack rather than into the field.
Well, it's better off the racetrack instead of into everybody else. And speaking of not single file, definitely a interesting movement here. So we have the 84, the 69 of Harry Tiller, and the 91 of Alex Russell. Well, he just got left out to dry by 2 people. That's pretty insulting, if you ask me. And here comes Travis Brown to hopefully help out Russell. Nope, he's going to leave him out to dry as well. Well, that's interesting. Tiller looking to the high side, and looks like that 91 of Russell's going to get sent all the way to the back of that line, and even more, as here comes another line of cars.
It does indeed, and the line of cars are going to have to try and do their best to stay in an advantageous position in terms of speed, but not get too close to each other. Getting close seems to be our detrimental situation at the moment, and, well, the sharp end is staying pretty cool, but Barton once again is going to be the one to go up and try and make something happen. He's keen to get forwards.
Especially since he won that last race 2 weeks ago at Daytona 07. If he can win at both versions of Daytona in a row, that would be interesting. There goes Ray Rittenauer to the high side. Most likely got shuffled out of that, and now he's definitely going to get freight trained. It's going to fall quickly to the back of most likely whichever person that he falls behind. I would say that's the line behind John Lucca in the 50, but that's probably not going to be the case. No, he'll actually make it in time.
Now things stay again, once again, very, very quiet here as everyone tries to just run the race so far. Lap 23 here. Of course, the caution on 12 means we'll probably end up going to about lap 33 or so. So once again, we're kind of almost right on top of approaching the halfway point of a fuel run at this point. And this race seems to be going very quickly, even with the caution we had. Up front, Jorgensen almost unchallenged so far today.
Still single file, like you mentioned, and of course unchallenged, like you said. Of course, that's pretty much it, actually. We've been seeing single file, 1 caution. That took about 6 people. And, well, update on the 87. He has now lost, just barely lost that slipstream from the 50. So he's going to need some help from Andrew Berger if he has any chance.
He will indeed, and, well, the help is what's necessary here, because you lose that draft and you just go backwards very rapidly.
Oh, to the inside of the double yellow line, got shuffled. That was a 69 Harry Tiller again into the tri-oval. trying to stay in line on the inside. That was a bit of a close call. Could have had some
Tilla's had some tumultuous racing recently.
Yeah, has been having a, especially right now, he's almost had an interesting ride through the infield, and thankfully that wasn't the case.
No, for now things have stayed pretty safe, but it's managed to be a bit of a big break here. Our top real 6-7 cars here. 7 cars it is, in fact. John Lucky, our last car in line. Broken Nose makes place, which is written out the second, who's dropping back on his own. We'll come back to Berger and to TJ Buck there in that second group with Tiller. With Glenn Hedrick, Brown, Piccolello, Cozy and Preet. So it really feels like that second group has just lost it completely. The draft has really spread these guys out, and if we go green flag stops, this could stay green to our half-time caution, because the fields, the pack sizes I should say, are far smaller. Even if we get, you know, 2 wide racing in these packs, it's not enough cars to make it big. There'll be 3x3 rather than 6x6.
Even worse as well is what you want to do, or what you hope everybody wants to do, is stay single file and catch up to the pack in front of you. I'm seeing about 9th through, well, I would say 9th through 15th, and of course one of them being led by Andrew Berger in the front. It's about an 8 or so car pack, so if those guys can just stay hooked up and work together, then that'd be great. But I think the unfortunate cause of these guys getting split up was Andrew Berger losing it in turn 2, and somehow, and thankfully, he did keep it off the wall, or off everybody else, I should say. But I feel like that would be the cause of this separated pack that we have now.
Whatever the cause is, it's put us in a situation for a quiet yet tactical race on our hands tonight, and, well, they're doing their best to keep this thing moving forwards. And, well, they're now playing fuel numbers through their minds. These guys are all thinking about when they need to pit next, and like I said, our caution on lap 12-13. That puts us in a 33-34 sort of radius. Probably 34-35 based on the caution laps. We could be about 7 laps off that now.
So at that rate, we will definitely be seeing green flag pit stops as well. And it'll be even more interesting because that's pretty much about 10 or so laps from the halfway point of 45. So whoever pits first in the pit cycle, or at least first in, first out pit road, basically first out, in that case, you're pretty much all set for getting that maximum amount of stage points. And I'm actually seeing a little bit of a separation between your top 2 and 3, 4, and right when I say that, everyone's already starting to catch back up. So that was a little bit of an interesting split that we have, and now we still have that about 5 or so car lengths.
We do indeed, and 5 or so car lengths right now operating as they need to take us forwards in this thing. And, well, Harry Tiller a little bit back in that second pack. He's been moving around trying to find people to go with him. They're not going for it. Up front, Bartlett once again trying his luck here to try and get himself going on the second lane. He wants some action, and, well, no one's biting so far. They're just seeing an opportunity to basically get underneath the car and let him shuffle to the rear.
Yeah, I would definitely be taking advantage of that slow car on the high side. And speaking of on the high side, Austin Coop in that 53 is going to join. Well, maybe not actually. It looked like he was going to join. Dan Harrington is going to, maybe it seems as Harrington was being nuts and letting Bartlett in line. So kind of I guess that's Harrington's non-verbal way of saying, all right, you fall in line and I'll just wait until the right moment. Or probably just saying, you know what, the green flag run is nice, let's not mess this up. And I probably just jinxed that.
Yeah, absolutely, and well, jinxed or not, but staying on the quiet side. Bartlett has learned his lesson and dropped back in line. Probably looking at about 4 or 5 now. Probably 4 laps at this point until we get that green flag stop sort of range. I think we can pretty much guarantee we are looking at a green flag stop now at how broken up this field is. 1 car is running too wide at the moment, everybody else single file. Good gaps between the packs, so even if there is an issue, it won't involve a lot of cars. I think we'll really see the action after the half-time caution here, because After this stop, we're looking at about 10 laps until that competition cautions. This breaks things down now to this front group here. The caution flies,
well,
as we just say that. Well, darn my luck. Exactly what I said wasn't going to happen has just happened, and it happened on the backstretch, just at the bus stop, actually, yeah. We're going to replay here for you. 15 car involved, and, well, the 15, once again, they're talking about pushing unevenly on the bumper. Prime example of the same thing. 15 is pushed here by Corey Henry, who should really know better. Turns him into the outside wall, he bounces down, actually stays up high, does a good job of that, but everyone tries to avoid him, and Altman's just has to come down to avoid things and clips Corey Henry, and we get our caution. That was, again, avoidable. Uneven bumper hooking, and these guys need to have big tape markers, I think, on the rear trunks of these cars saying push here.
I would actually do that, to be honest. I just put
I do that in my own car. There you go. Here's a push between these lines marker.
Yep. And then maybe just for fun, put on the quarter panel, don't push here.
You know what? I might suggest this to any of the drivers who come back and watch this broadcast later after the race, or anyone who's listening to it live in their cars. Don't recommend doing that. Concentrate on driving, because apparently that's needed. Why don't you do that? I want to see on all your bumpers next week. I want to see 2 lines between, basically level with each of the rear lights, saying push here, and I want on the corners big arrow saying don't push here. That would be fantastic, a great solution to the problem, and would clarify things up. But if we see that, it would be really hilarious. But we have our pit stops coming up, of course, and this will bring our field back together. Some wave rounds for guys who need it, everyone coming in for their fuel stops, but this bunches our field up now, and it's going to give us like a 12 lap run to our competition caution, which means this is going to be haywire, as Victor Bartlett completely misses his pit box.
I don't think that was Bartley. He actually made it in just fine.
Did he? Because it looked like Victor Bartlett was Tokyo drifting around there in the pit lane.
Exiting, yes.
Okay, well, he has some good style going on then, I guess.
I did see most of, well, I can just see by the timing here, pretty much 14th all the way up to 1st, basically. Aside from about 2 drivers, I see about 7 to 8 or 9 second pit stops, and that's just from fuel only. As some of these drivers are getting waved around as well. Good choice by race control as well to also keep up the excitement and make everything even more fun.
Certainly is, and these guys are all trying to get something here to make this one go forwards as the race progresses. But we'll have to see just how it pushes forwards, and it could be difficult for them, of course, as this is really going to make this a very exciting end to this first segment. So if you're watching, guys, don't turn off. This is about to get really good. 12 laps, no holds barred racing to a guaranteed caution on lap 45, which gives us our run to the end, of course. And these guys know there are stage points at hand, and stage points mean prizes.
And considering that the lights are on, I'm assuming this is 2 laps to green, so 2 more laps of anticipation, if you will. And actually, if this is 2 laps to green, we get the 1 to green next time, and then once we hit green, that'll be 10 laps. So that'll be an interesting 10-lap shootout to watch.
Certainly does, of course, and, well, it's, at the moment, staying obviously the caution, so we'll get that rerun when it comes back again. And I think, well, yeah, we're looking at about 10 laps, so this could get very dramatic, actually, once we come back to green flag conditions. Still single foul here, so it'll be another lap yet before we double up, probably next lap by. Jorgensen wants to lead laps ahead of the pace car, even though we're still under caution, of course, but hey, he's every right to.
Yeah, I think he's trying to take just a little bit of that pay away from that pace car driver. I'm pretty sure if the pace car driver wasn't obligated to stick on cruise control, I'm pretty sure he would be accelerating just a little bit more.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we'll have to see if they can get themselves organised for this one, of course. A lot of cars in close formation, all of them trying to make advantage here and get positions to take these points. That is really something we need to kind of hope these guys can focus on and not get too crazy, because we could see a very rapid caution with how of course, short the time is, and they need to make moves.
Yeah, we've seen how well that went with, I believe the actual Daytona 500, or that was pretty much just Daytona in general, where at the beginning of the NASCAR season, that everybody was racing so hard for stage points, they were acting like it was, I'm thinking of a different race probably, but lights are out. I'm pretty sure everyone was just thinking, you know what, stage points are about as good as race points, almost, but nonetheless, lights on the pace car are out. And, well, right now, your current biggest mover of the race, number 50 of John Lucky, up 21 positions from when he started, which is 24th.
Certainly is, and, well, doubled up here for the restart, getting ready to go back to green flag racing, this time by lap 35. This gives us a confirmed 10 to go on the timer. And it'll give us that positioning just right here for a great run to the end of this stage. So tune in and get ready to rock. This one's going to be good. Something tells me we're going to have an explosive end to the stage.
Well, that was an interesting choice of words. Hopefully that doesn't actually involve someone's engine exploding. If it does,
probably will.
I think they'll know who to blame.
The entire field, I'm guessing.
Probably.
Well, at the moment, still under caution, but we're coming back this time by. This should be our final corner before we go back to green flag, and we'll get to go green here. Pace car will finally pull off and give those laps over to Jorgensen Jr. Once again, Wofford starting on the outside and ready to kick this thing off. Pretty quick back to green here. Pace car will take the long left-hand turn now down to pit road. Flag in the starter's hand, and the waving flag signifies the race restarts. Much better start to the low side by Jorgensen, but it typically would be. Not quite as good a run there by Wofford. A lot of pushing going on though, as again our top 8 cars here, top 10 cars I should say, breaks away early.
And Rittenauer almost, he got a piece of the apron and went down a little bit too fast to the inside. Luckily he does manage to keep it straight. That would have been disastrous had he stayed on that double yellow line and lost control of that as well. Right now, 3 cars once again on the outside lane. That's Wofford and the 46 of Richard Reagan Jr. and the 81 of Joseph Youngcans, who looks like he's going to drop down to the inside behind Travis Brown, and he does. 9 laps left in the stage. All I have to do is see who ends up where, as right now...
Big move there, by 50. He jumps up to the top in front of the 3. Lutke goes for the high side here and gets a great run here into turn 1. Lutke looking for advantage. He sees a chance here to actually get this thing going and move himself forwards, but not a lot of cars. 3 on the top, 2 and 4 on the bottom, and not the top side all hooked together, so it might be trickier to take advantage here, but 37 want to go into 38 this time by into 3 and 4, and the outside charge kind of falls apart there as Reagan Jr. drops down.
If only, yep, there goes whatever help that John Lucky had left. So unfortunately right now, he's stuck on the high side, but at this rate he can still fall behind the 46. He's dropping back really fast as well, so he's going to be in about 7th place. Not as bad as being outside the top 10.
Not yet, but I'm sure they will soon. Something is going to make this a little bit more exciting there. Lucky has to give up and drop back and hopefully get him back in behind Reagan, which gives us a top 7 car breakaway here. As Joseph Youngkins in our second pack, leading the second group there. They've dropped back a bit from this one, and it's not really to their advantage right now. They've actually fallen quite far back from where they expected to be. Top group though, it's really got to be between, of course, Jorgensen, Bartlett. We've got Tiller up there, Wofford, Brown, Reagan, and Lucky. I think my money at the moment, I think Youngkins is looking for this one, or Tiller. I think they're in a position to take advantage running to the flag. If the 2 of them pop out and make a run for it, Jorgensen has no prayer.
Yeah, Jorgensen, all he can do is hopefully hold on and defend as best they can, because there's definitely going to be a move at least either on the last lap of the stage or just coming off turn number 4. So basically have pretty much any part of the racetrack, provided you do have enough momentum. As right now, Lucky is starting to fall back, so now it's going to be your top 6 drivers. So basically, and if this actually was possible, it'd be even more exciting. We could go 2 by 2 by 2. Oh, no, it's 2 by 2. I don't even know. Basically, 2-car tandem in 3 wide, so double 3 wide. That'd be interesting.
Certainly is, and they're going to have to try and make something happen soon as we're on lap 40 here. 5 to go, and, well, the decision's in the hands of the drivers. We've got 6 cars really in this lead group here, as Ludke has dropped back to that second pack. They are gaining on the front pack, but 5 laps, could it be enough time to catch up here, Gary?
Well, they'd better hope so, because that's definitely something that they could use right now. As I'm looking right now, the distance between the 46 and the 50 right now is about 0.4 seconds, 0.39, so it's slowly making its way back in, 0.387. All right, well, this could take a while. So pretty much about, it seems right now, basically half a tenth per lap, but right now they are in the range of that slipstream as well, just barely in that range, and actually they're closing quick right now. A small accordion effect is starting to play into the top 6. This is going to be an interesting race. 4 laps to go, 3 once we cross the line.
Absolutely, and 3 laps to make a decision work here, and second group is catching. Could happen. It could happen very quickly as well. With the momentum they have, it could bring them right up, and if Ludke and the 81 of Junkins pull out and decide to take the lane around the outside, that momentum could carry them to the front in fast order. Look at the draft effect there. It's really pulling them forwards, and the question is which of those drivers decides to pop out and decide to ride the train forwards. It's going to be a Gordon Bartlett or Tiller, I think, in this situation. Or it could be all of them. That will make things very difficult.
Don't forget about Jorgensen as well. Of course, he's, again, like I said, he's going to have to defend as best that I can. Hopefully, for himself that I can. He wants to get every point possible. And of course, finishing in first is going to be the maximum amount. As right now, it looks like a little bit of hesitation from that second pack there, as Travis Brown is forced up just a little bit. Everyone is all over each other's bumpers right now, trying to figure out, or basically just trying to stay with this pack as much as possible, keep that momentum, as now that second pack is finally caught up. So right now, this is pretty much just a top 10, all single file.
Certainly is. That second group really has caught up now. They're right in the rear bumper. They didn't use the momentum to keep going and go alongside, but they're trying now as Ludke once again pulls to the outside to try and have a chance, and looks like no one's going to join him here, as 1 or 2 try, but got a little bit squiffy doing it at the wrong moments. Will anyone join him, or is he on his own again?
Hopefully for himself, he can at least fall back into this. Yeah, Bartlett peeks up to the outside. Tiller as well. Rawford. No, not yet. Start. Oh, this is actually helping John Lucky out right now.
Wow.
Yes, oh goodness, like 46 just dived up in front of the 81 right there. Goodness gracious.
Look, he's got rocket boosters on that car. A 50.
That's the accordion effect on the inside.
Machine is going for it. Yeah, with the accordion effect you saw there, it's really giving him a huge advantage. And wow, yeah, moving forwards, big style here. Is now it's Bartlett's time to decide. He didn't go for it. He's going to get an overlap now. Ludke right to the front on his own here. This is momentous. Now Bartlett decides to go for it. Is it time to move? Is it too soon? He's going to wait, and now he tries to decide as Jorgensen defends. And all over the place, up and down the track. And wow, they are trying to make a decision here, and Jorgensen doesn't want to let him have it. He's going to go where the cars behind him do. Defending now. He has a less than a lap to do it. White flag out on the half here, so Bartlett gets an overlap. That's what he needed. He has it. Can the 50 push him now? Can he get the momentum on the outside he needs, or will he drop back here? Tiller pushes the 88 for everything he's got. Will this be enough as they go forwards? And Jorgensen still advantage there. He's going to have the chance to defend if he needs to. Tiller moves up. The outside doesn't quite go as it needs to. Wofford, check up here. 88 gets a shove now from Bartlett. Bartlett goes high. Jorgensen will take it for now. Until the caution comes out, though, it's completely kind of open to interpretation. It should be Jorgensen. They all seem to be slowing down a little bit here as They know it's coming.
Oh,
and
21-46 made contact.
Oh, problems. Caution will fly now, whether they wanted to or not, as actually 3 or 4 cars crashed there after apparently the stage ended. So that was spectacularly dumb that they were still pushing that hard after they knew it was about to end and not paying attention. You got to pay attention. That flag might be coming out, but yeah.
Sorry, someone else got a piece of it. I think that was Austin Coop as well. Yeah, he got a piece of the 46. But nonetheless, your top 10 at the start-finish line was Jorgensen, Victor Bartlett, Harry Tiller, John Lucky, Rodney Wofford. Your top 5, Richard Rankin Jr., Travis Brown, Joseph Youngcans, Glenn Hedrick, and Dan Harrington are 6th through 10th. But I'm not sure. Maybe just as a safety procedure, instead of waiting until the back straightaway, maybe do it just as the top 10 crosses the start-finish line. That's just me, though. And
yeah,
it would definitely
it
would definitely prevent things like that from happening ever again as well. That was questionable.
Questionable would be the word I'd use too, as we catch the pace car here and get ready for our breakdown. And yeah, yellow flag is thrown when 10th place crosses the line, so it wasn't really thrown that soon this time round, but it was close to it.
Well, nonetheless, unfortunate for some drivers, especially the 46 being one of them. He's all the way back to 24th right now.
Yes, indeed. But as we cross that halfway point in tonight's race, let's take a look at our iRacing Midway Race Break. Brought to you by iRacing, the leading online racing simulation and developed from the beginning as a centralized racing and competition service. iRacing organizes, hosts and officiates races on virtual tracks all around the world. In the fast-paced world of esports, iRacing is a one-stop shop for online racing. With officially sanctioned racing from NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, World of Outlaws, Global Rallycross and more. Looking at our positions as they stand is Jorgensen Jr. with Victor Bartlett, Harry Tiller, John Ludke and Rodney Wofford in P5. As this all shakes around as they go through the pit boxes, we'll actually wait a few moments here actually until they come back out of pit road and sort themselves out in order here for our restart. But it's after that it's Junkins, Harrington, Hedrick Levine, Hannah in P10, Corey Henry, Rod Flagg, Andrew Berger, Jason Altmans, TJ Buck, PJ O'Leary, Michael Cozy Jr., Carl Manger, Corey Smith, 20th place Scott Warren, Reagan Jr. written out second, Harry Tiller ends up down in 23rd there, Mike Schultz, Joey Piccolella, Roman Lees, Austin Coop, Gary Champion, Robbie Lyons, Spencer Preet, Alex Russell, and Kevin Spencer in your final running position. Frank was third, was on track but didn't start the race. Well, that's been a look at your iRacing Midway Race Break. For more information on the wide variety of sim racing possibilities online, visit iRacing.com to sign up today. Thanks to our friends at Red Bull Global Rallycross, you can now visit iRacing.com/membership and use the code PR-GRC for an opportunity to start your career on iRacing with 2 months for only $5. That's promo code PR-GRC, and that is for new members only. Well, we're under caution here for a few moments. We're going to go to a quick commercial break and we'll be back for the second stage, so join us then.
It was more than impressive, I have to say. I mean, the track is identical to the real track. I was blown away how realistic it is. Every little bump, every little spray paint, everything is exactly like you were there at the track. It was a great experience.
This is a warm-up lap now. Tires to get warmed up. The engine. Breathe a little bit here when you go through that little bump there. And then it's flat pretty much all the way through here, just about. Hard braking. This is the slowest part of the track. And then I've done, I did many races in Formula 3, Formula 2. And then I did the very last race they did there in Group C in 1983 in the 956 Porsche. That's when Beloff got the lap record at the 6:11. I think I was second on the grid with the 6:14 or something, which was, I mean, those cars were awesome around there, of course, like any car is, that speed. And this is the corner of all corners here, the Schwerenkreuz. Flat all the way into it. And then trail brake all the way into the apex here. And then hard at it again to get good speed down the hill here. Mega fast down this hill here. Just jump from one apex to the next. Gotta be super precise here. I mean, it's almost exactly like the real thing. So, I mean, it is certainly realistic enough to get past the very, you know, a lot of the initial hurdles you have when you try to learn to drive a race car, you know. So, I mean, I think it's an excellent tool to learn how to race for sure, or learn to drive a car on a racetrack.
Welcome back to the Sunwest Construction Superspeedway Cup Series here on LSRTV. You join us back here for the second stage in tonight's racing. Getting ready to take that green flag this time by. The pace car will be heading off shortly as Jason Altman's leading the way with Andrew Berger, Bartlett, Junkins, Hannah, Flag, Hedrick, Wofford, Tiller and Cozy Jr. your top 10 for the restart. Do a change up after the pit sequence and getting ready for the backstretch here, so the pace car will be heading off soon. But, well, rejoining you for the second half of this race here. Things are only going to take it up a notch. Lap 50 here, so 40 to go when we come back here. 40 laps to make it or break it. It'll be one stop if things go green, but I think we'll see one or two more cautions here, Gary, so far.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it as well, especially with the accidental bumper hooks that's been going on for a while. So honestly, I would not be surprised if I did see those bits of tape on the bumpers. That'd actually be both, like you said, hilarious, but also really useful, because apparently these guys get so caught up in the moment that they just unfortunately forget how to bump draft, apparently. But hopefully they don't for this portion of the race. Pace car pulls off and green is out. Jason Altman with 97 leads him down to the green. 24 Andrew Berger gets almost a good start. A little bit of help from Justin Junkins right behind him. Victor Bartlett just riding right there on the inside in that 42.
Yeah, he is indeed. It was a good restart by the top 10 there as everyone gets themselves organised. Altman's out front. Bartlett, Hannah, Wofford, Cozy and Jorgensen the inside. Berger, Rittenauer, Hedrick, Tiller the outside, but Tiller drops back to go to the inside in front of Corey Henry, leaving only 3 up top. Berger, Rittenauer and Hedrick there up top, trying to do their best to stay forwards, but, well, it's not looking like it's in their favour. The field again separating out to go single file very quickly here behind that top 3. Whole field single file here, apart from a couple of cars at the back, and, well, again, this seems kind of ominous that they just wait and want to get this thing organised early on. Although the guys at the front really aren't kind of slowing down here. They're trying to get forwards, and they actually have some momentum, although it looks like Hedrick's losing some ground.
Yeah, he's starting to lose that. He had an opportunity right there beside Jorgensen. He still does, but he just can't get up there. Meanwhile, Bartley was looking to the outside, and I think Altman made a little bit of a defensive move. I saw both of those drivers pretty much in the middle lanes. Well, I would say the middle of the low line and the middle lane, but right now that 24 and 81 are also starting to drop back as well. There is an opening between the 88 of Jorgensen and the 69 Tiller at the moment. That may be quickly closing up by the time they drop back to there, though.
Oh, a couple of bumps and bangs there, but nothing too problematic. Everyone stays on track, although Hedrick and the 46 Rager Jr. nearly had it coming together as Hedrick gets himself back in line here. Yeah, Rod Flag just easing his frustrations on the radio to his fellow racers. Looks like Bartlett's going to make a move there, but he comes back down again. Bartlett's been the real kind of...
Oh, and according to that Cozy, and here's we go.
Caution will fly, and we could see that coming a mile off. inside lane accordion there, coming through 3 and 4, and going to get a replay for you here to break down what happened there. But
oh goodness,
yeah,
the 22 of Joey
problems.
Piccolo just went there full speed, and he just took himself out.
Well, looking back at this on the replay here, inside accordion, Cozy really had to try and check up a little bit. Jorgensen didn't notice it, hit the bumper, but it was straight. It just got him to the curb, down to the apron, and that upset the car, turned him round. And oh, the 24, the 77, the 88 gets a piece of this thing. Tiller gets a piece of this thing. Coop, Reagan Jr., everyone getting a bit of action here. And like you said, yeah, 22 just comes flying in and kablamo. I think he tried the cold trickle method there, Piccolella, saying, yeah, I'm just going to try and keep my foot in here, aim for the smoke, because it won't be where I'm going. Although he drops to the apron to try and avoid things, heads in at full speed and just, well, nowhere to avoid. He plows the 24, dodging everybody, and then just plows into the stationary 24. Yeah, don't aim for the smoke when it's on the apron, Joey. That's, when they say aim for the smoke, they mean when it's on the track, at the top of the track, you know, the banking, because they'll roll down, but when they're on the flat, they're not going to move anywhere.
Yeah, he tried it and it didn't work, and we have some takers, top 4 stay out, some other drivers as well, and about 4, 5, 6, pretty much everybody's coming in right now.
Yeah, onboard view there of the 22 cars journey round the wrecks, and whoopsie daisy, you done messed up, son.
Really unfortunate for the 50 as well. John Ludke, he did manage to pull it back around to pit road, but his entire front end, well, it's definitely looking like a modified right now, and really unfortunate for him. He was up there as about 3rd place, I believe, was his highest position as well. But
yeah, well, it's just unfortunate he will suffer in that position because of that moment, but he has to do what he has to do, and he'll keep himself going. But well, we'll rejig this thing, get ourselves back into running order as the cars try and find their positions on track.
Yep, some drivers getting the wave around as well. So your top 5 as of right now: Jason Altman, Victor Bartlett, Josh Hanner, Rodney Wofford, and TJ Buck. Haven't seen Josh Hanner up here for, well, I've seen him at least outside of the top 10, and that was pretty much it. So it looks like that waiting around has finally paid off for him. I'm saying, nope, I did say for TJ Buck. I think Hanner's actually scored 3rd. Yes, he is. So switch Wofford and Hanner around. That's 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, it certainly is. And well, he's done what he needed to do there for the moment, and he's just going to have to make sure he's a little bit more patient. But yeah, that will continue as it stands, and we'll see what goes forwards, of course. But right now, we're kind of going to wait for these guys to rejig themselves, get themselves going again for this second restart here. And yeah, the caution has bred a caution. And like we say, this wasn't really a kind of angled bumper push like we've seen in the past, but it was just the fact that it was the accordion effect. It just moved him along the track. If that had been the backstretch, no problem there, Gary. But getting that piece of apron just turned the car around. Oh, and we just got a donation on the YouTube chat. So, Wyatt, thank you very much.
Yep, I can't read that last name either, but
I'm going to try, because he made a donation, so I'm going to mess this up by trying. But Wyatt Ryman Schneider. Ryman Schneider? I think I did a pretty good job with that one, actually. I think that's probably Ryman Schneider. He'll probably tell me I'm completely wrong, and I've just horribly offended the poor chap, but we'll go with that one. And yeah, the Mustang pace car does look awesome, Wyatt. So yeah, that's the iRacing pace car. It's always a great one there on track, and gets a lot of airtime here at the Superspeedway Cup Series. He's out on track a lot.
Well, you're close to the last name pronunciation. Google says it's Raymond Schneider, but considering that it's I and E, I'm going with Raymond Schneider. Wait, no, Raymond, wait. Why did I use Google? I'm confused now, so we'll just let him tell us. But nonetheless, thank you. $2. Hey, donate what you can. It does help either way. Maybe
so
that
it does, but yeah, back on the pace. Close enough.
Close enough.
Jason Altmans will be your leader for this restart here, and whilst we're pacing, I figured it's time to share a little bit with you guys about Sunwest Construction, title sponsor on the series, of course. Sunwest Construction, founded in 1986, and it's grown into the premier construction and development company on the west coast of Florida. Over the past 30 years, they've built and developed over 17,000 condominium units, and now specialize in mid-high-rise developments as well as commercial buildings and hotels, alongside Marriott and Hampton Inns. That is Sunwest Construction, title sponsors on this series, and they are the title sponsors, but we also want to give a shout out to the guys who make it work for us at LSRTV. That is Joel Real Timing. Coverage of Superspeedway Cup Series is always brought to you by JRT, official timing software of LSRTV here. And whether you spend your time on the sim, behind the wheel, on the pit box, or from the spotter stand, or commentating even, JRT is the go-to software for iRacing timing and scoring analytics. Get yourself a basic download or get the pro version today at Joel-Real-Timing. That's Joel-Real-Timing.com. Get yourself a download today. Very worthwhile piece of software, Gary.
Yep, I use it all the time, and for once I've actually started using it while racing as well, and goodness, the dashboard is very useful actually once I figure out which, took me a while to figure out what does what, but hey, it works, and apparently it is Raymond Schneider, so that was right.
Yeah, there you go, Raymond Schneider, you were correct, so yeah, we'll go with that one, and field's doubled up here, ready for the restart. Altmans, Bartlett, Hanna, Wofford, Buck, Champion, Jorgensen Jr., Brown, Henry, and Levine, your top 10 for this one, and we'll, of course, go back to green flag this time by here on lap 57. So we're running the numbers down pretty quickly, actually, tonight. This one's going a little bit faster than last week's race, which actually ended on time at the 1 hour 40 marker. So field will be in the command here of Jason Altmans in just a second's time, as the pace car will take his way down to pit road, hopefully for the rest of the race. We can hope. Green flag will fly, and we're back racing. Good start by the inside, not so great start by the outside. Bartlett and Wofford kind of caught sleeping, but it's almost pack racing here, so tandem racing actually. As the top two pairs really pull away, you got the 84 and Jorgensen behind them, and a couple of small groups here, but Bartlett once again gets dumped up on the high side. Finds his way down low though and finds a slot to drop into. That's going to be the 18 there. Gary Champion stays high in the Monster Energy Camry. 84 pulls up there. That is TJ Buck along with Travis Brown. They've got a new high side going, Gary.
Yep, everyone's already trying to make the outside line work. They decided it's time, and it's almost time, closing in on that 30 lap to go mark. That's right now it's done by, we have 32 laps to go, I believe, if I can correctly use math. And Ronnie Wofford was basically forced up to the high side. TJ Buck forced to go to the very high side. I did mention 3 wide.
Yeah,
close enough.
Trying to avoid the 3 wide talk because they are 3 wide, and we
he's using the
hope
very
they
high lane.
don't crash.
Yeah, he's going to have to fall in behind Travis Brown. Bartlett makes his way up to the high side. Nope, not anymore. It's just peeking out. And now he's back to the high side and back to the inside. And he stays to the inside in turns 3 and 4, so smart move.
Yeah, nice safe move there, as yeah, wants to try and make himself stay safe for the moment, but they get themselves reorganised, and well, the sweat can kind of be wiped with the brown now. They're back 2 wide, which they can just about handle.
And Travis Brown to the inside now. And I believe I see an accordion effect. No, I do not. All right, well, yeah, just a little bit. It's Travis Brown, Levine, the 25, 23, 81, all of them almost made contact into turn 1. That forces Cozy up to the high side behind TJ Buck, Wofford, and Champion. Still on the high side. Now Bartlett dives out to the outside, and Champion almost takes himself out on the number 10, Corey Smith, when he tried to dive down to the inside.
Yeah, you want to try and be a bit careful with that sort of thing here and make sure you don't get into one of those issues again, but well, for now they're just going to run in line here. Bartlett and Wofford staying high. They've got a good opportunity there. It's just 2 of them, so they can hold station really, but I'm not certain they'll make a lot of momentum. But for now it's doing good, but they are just trying to keep themselves in position. Top group's broken off yet again. We've got about 8 cars there, and that's lead pack here at the moment, Gary. They're just broken away. Brown and Levine leading the second group behind them, with the 25 and the 84 back there, but Well, 42 and 3 holding their time up there at the top. They're staying level.
Yeah, they're doing a great job keeping that momentum as well. Of course, they've only fallen back about 1 car length, and unfortunately for Bartlett, he doesn't really have any help in front of him. Aside, although he does have help behind him, and that's Walford. Walford is trying to propel both Bartlett and himself to the front. And of course, that would definitely serve Walford a massive advantage as well come the closing laps, provided he and Bartlett both actually make it to the front. They are still level with about what would be 3rd and 4th on the inside lane. Corey Henry's falling back a little bit. Probably wants Walford or Bartlett to fall to the inside. Nope, not enough space yet, and definitely called it just a bit too early. Or too soon, I should say.
Yeah, they did, and they're going to try and hold on here for the moment as the 88 pulls up there to join Bartlett and Watford on the high side. They're going to make a charge in the front now as they get a bit of a momentum advantage over the 97 and the 2 there. Hanna and Altmans. 88 will charge the front, sensed the right opportunity in the moment, and he just read the draft perfectly, Gary. Got him to the front, and they just lose a bit in the corners, but should be good for a charge here.
Yeah, Josh Henry's looking like he wants to go to the outside, although he could be, again, just cooling his engine. Now he's going to dive up to the outside. The perfect timing as well. He's going to get a shot from Jorgensen Jr. So that's going to propel Josh Henry all the way to the front. Can't get by Jason Altman, though. Not as of yet. Just about half a car length, the quarter panel. Now he clears him, Josh Henry, to the front.
Good move there by Hanna. Got him the opportunity he needed to get out clear in front, and well, it's Jorgensen's chance now to go for it. Can he do this one? Good pack formed up here at the front, about 10 cars in that lead group there, and well, Jorgensen wants to get out front of the 2 now. He feels that the 2 used him as a stepping stone, and he wants to get himself up ahead. Momentum kind of stalling there.
That goes the same for the inside as well. 97, 12, 21, falling back just a little bit. Jorgensen, however, does have the advantage, at least heading to turn 3. Bartlett all over. You can see Walford giving that 42 his back bumper just a little bit of space.
Yeah, he does indeed. He's trying to keep himself going, and well, Jorgensen gets clear now. Does he drop down, or does he bring the others with him? He feels like he may have to drop down now in the corner.
I see him hesitate.
Does it? 88 back to the lead.
Corey Hendry to the high side. In front of Travis Brown, actually, was also just riding around, just watching all this happen in front of him.
Yeah, Corey Henry's hopped up there. He wants to get involved in this, and it seems to be the fruitful way to get to the sharp end, but now the 88 is back out there. Does Bartlett have to grunt behind him to get up to the front?
Bartlett and Walford, they've been working together pretty much indirectly, but also directly. And right now, this is one of those direct times, once again. This is pretty much just a repeat of earlier, unless you were Jason Oatman or Mark Jorgensen Jr., then in that case, your positions have basically swapped.
Certainly does, and well, they're sort of around, but that outside's just not looking as strong now. It's lost the 88 and 2 from it.
A bit of a charge from the outside. Walford peeking out, cooling his engine just for a quick moment. Coming back down to the inside, or should I say behind Bartlett. Every time the outside lane gets advantage, it starts to lose its advantage once again heading into the corners, actually. So, hello, Josh Henry, who was looking, and Jorgensen moved up to protect, and that almost collected Bartlett into that mix as well.
Certainly is, and well, the front group here moving around a heck of a lot of the racetrack, trying to find some grip and get the air to settle down for them. Looks like they're trying to drive at a hurricane right now as those cars are all shuffling around. Hanna moves up here. Jorgensen looks to try and defend, but Jorgensen's got no allies with him now, and he'll lose all the momentum here down the backstretch. Hanna will clear him easily, and it seems to be a 1 to the front and 1 drop situation here as Hanna tries to stay up and bring Bartlett, but again, has to go down just to make sure he secures it rather than falling back in line. Bartlett, though, has a good advantage here on speed if the 3 can get to him.
Now Jorgensen pushing Hanna right now. So Hanna, of course, back to the front. I'm seeing Travis Brown and Corey Hendry. Those 2 are just riding around in the back of this thing right now as I'm seeing a little bit of a gap between, oh, Jason Ullman got into the apron just a little bit in the corners. That could have been, that was a little nerve-wracking is the word that I'm looking for. Again, with the outside lane getting some advantage right now. Bartlett needs Travis Brown to push Corey Hendry, to push Rodney Wofford, to push him to the front at the most correct moment possible. He's right there. It's about half a car length advantage, about neck and neck right here. And still about half a car length separated them that time around. About 30.031 seconds was that interval.
Yes, that is. The interval's very close there. Of course, you want to see those for yourself. Joel Real Timing is where to be. Don't forget, that's joel-real-timing.com, and you can get yourself a free download of the advanced option, the premium, with more details for a small fee. But out front, it's Josh Hanna, Victor Bartlett, who is outside lane leader. Jorgensen in second place, though, behind the two. Those two is, well, almost tandem racing there with Bartlett. Probably should think about dropping in line here.
And he does.
Single fouls out at the front, and he does. And Henry, Brown, and the 25 car there, Kyle Manger. Last car's really on the outside, and they're kind of at the back of this pack. It might be time to think about dropping in line.
Yes, I've seen the 25 just peeking in and out, just looking up high, then coming back down low, and looks like he's going to head back down low, and hopefully for him he can stay there, wait again till the right moment. 21 laps to go, 20 and a half as we're right now in the back straightaway, and Corey Hendry tried it. I believe Henry was trying to let the 0-1 of Travis Brown go by, but Travis Brown decided to follow, so a little bit of a miscommunication right now. As once again, another donation from Wyatt brought, oh goodness, I had it. Well, pit stops are underway, and I can pronounce that later. Thank you once again, Wyatt. Corey in the number 10, sliding ever slightly retired.
Oh, sideways for the 10 car there.
97 overshot.
Corey Smith. Oh yeah, he did. 2 cars spun out there. Actually, quite a few cars had issues. We're going to replay this pit entrance as nearly everyone comes to pit road. 10 got tapped by the 897.
The 5 is around.
Ends up sideways. Yeah, the 5 goes around. The 87 goes off the track, and everyone's going full dirt mode. 81 as well goes off the track and goes up backwards. That's not how you pit road, boys.
That was just extreme chaos, and luckily for the 10 of Corey Smith, even though he locked it up insanely, he still somehow managed to barely luck out with a little bit of damage. And from the 5, that was Raymond Lees. He actually made a little bit of contact with Spencer Priet as well, I believe.
Yeah, certainly did. That's definitely shaking how things run in this one, and the rest of the field coming down this time round to get to pit road. Get themselves a service here. A couple of cars missing pit boxes to back up, and that's going to cost them time as they try and get themselves organised. 25's really messed up. Manger's screwed his pit box so badly he's having to back in twice. 64 taking tyres. This has really separated the field out here.
Yeah, right now your leader's the 76 of Scott Warren, PJ O'Leary in second, and Joey Picuella is now in third. Cozy Jr.'s in fourth, and fifth Justin Levine. So these 3 drivers, Warren, O'Leary, and Picuella, they have yet to pit. They're probably going to be coming down this time by, coming after number 4, no, but Joey does head to pit road, all on his lonesome as well. Hopefully he has someone else to join him as the standings are getting shaken up, and hopefully if you have time, Rachel, White was asking you a question as well with that donation. Who is your favorite race car driver?
In terms of NASCAR, that's a tough call. I really can't actually decide. I think one of my favorite drivers in all of NASCAR, I have to say Tony Stewart. Yeah, so
that makes sense.
Gotta say it.
Cisco saying Brendan Chaburka.
Yeah, we don't say that. No, Cisco doesn't believe that. Cisco just likes him because he creates cautions and makes racing exciting, but we'll keep going here. And looking at our field, once things shake through and we get our running order back in shape, it's going to be Jorgensen, Hanna, Bartlett, Henry, Wofford, and Altmans, your top 6 cars. The lead pack, as it were, here on 73. And of course, this takes us to the end here, so if we go green to the end of this thing, this top 6 is where we'll find our winner.
You mean the top 6 that just now pit, or you're including the top 6 as in 3rd through 8th? Because we still have Warren and PJ O'Leary in 1st and 2nd.
certainly is, and well, they are for now, but they do have to come down pit road. Those guys haven't pitted yet, so
Sure.
that's the guarantee they're not going to be in those positions anymore. They will move around, of course. Travis Brown a lap down after his incidents on track. But we have 21 cars left on the lead lap at the moment, and that, of course, will change, but Jorgensen, our actual race leader at the moment, heading into 3 and 4.
I'm still keeping an eye on both Warren and O'Leary, waiting for them to see when they're going to head to pit road. They're probably going to head down this time by, at least. It's about 26, well, more 25 and a half laps to go. So I believe they will be pitting, and they will be crossing the start finish on the 25 laps to go. If that is their plan, it's a clever one. 80's looking to the inside. Nope, nothing yet. So
nothing yet at all, but I'll have to see if they can make it move. It's still going to be single file for now, but well, they've gained Rod Flag at the back of that group, and we've also got Lucky as well, so that'll be an advantage for them. Those guys are lead lap, so brings us up to a position where we now have 8 cars, I should say, in that lead group here. All of whom can make it to the end, so this shakes our business up. This gives us a bit of a more varied pool of drivers. I think a lot of these guys already have won this year, so it'd be nice to see if someone like Hannah or Bartlett might get a chance for this one, or Corey Henry.
Yeah, it'd be amazing for Henry to get his win as well. He's been in the lead a few times tonight as well, so that's been great for him. He's not yet won a stage or a race actually this season, so it'd be nice for him to it would actually, like I said earlier, it would even be more amazing for Bartlett to get that as well, because he did win at the 07 Daytona. So if he could win it again at both Daytonas in a row, that'd be definitely a statement made.
Oh, it would certainly be a statement to make in this thing, as the lead pack staying very quiet here for us. No real drama or excitement happening in this front group, but
First and second,
well,
though.
it's, yeah, first and second are moving around, but again, first and second, Warren and O'Leary, they have to come to pit road. They have to come down. They aren't in that position. They're being passed here by cars who've already pitted. They're going to end up a lap down once they get round here, actually, and once they go to pit road, because the leaders are catching them up at the moment, so that twosome will not end up staying up there.
It's interesting to see how long these drivers will be staying out, and I actually just now believed earlier I said about 20-something laps to go. Yeah, well, that's actually, no, I was right. I was thinking about 100 laps. So actually we'll be closing in on 10 laps to go. So I was right originally, I just can't count laps properly yet.
Yeah, and the caution we had, of course, has put us in a position where these guys could stay a bit longer, but yeah, here he comes.
Yeah.
I expected it to happen, and the three of them come in with Spencer Preet, who was a lap down, and they'll hit to pit road. So, like I said, this will hand the lead officially to the drivers who had it, which was Jorgensen and Hannah. But it depends on whether these guys can get on and off pit road quick enough. I mean, they've just come out of their service now, they're rejoining, but just heading to their boxes now, and the leaders heading out of turn 4. They're going to be passed. Yep, they will be passed by your leaders, even if they leave pit road now, which they're starting to. Here come the leaders, through they go. Jorgensen, Hannah, Bartlett, Henry,
Oh boy.
Watford, your official top 5, as Bartlett decides it's time to crank things to the next level.
And Corey Hendry and Ronnie Watford also falling. Ronnie's going to head back to the inside, maybe? Maybe not, no idea, but okay, well, at this point, this is essentially about 6 cars versus 2 on the inside. Well, not anymore, as everyone's screaming around. Caution is out.
And that changes
This
things.
is interesting.
Have to try and
It's on
find
the
out
back
what
straightaway
caused
to
that one.
82, Dan Harrington.
Dan Harrington with problems here. We'll get a quick replay on this one of what happened for you. And it was a hook from the 16 swipes down and clips his bumper, sends him around, and boom, confetti. Harrington a bit dizzy after that.
I think Mike got a little bit loose coming out of turn number 2, and yeah, it sure looks like that. Quite interesting.
Certainly was. And well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, folks. We'll be back after the pit stop cycle, ready for the green flag, and you want to tune in, because the exciting run to the end of the race is coming right up. Welcome back to the Superspeedway Cup Series here on LSRTV, powered by Sunwest Construction. Pace car about to head off here in turn number 4. Lap 83, going to be 7 laps to go this time across the stripe. Fielding the commander Bart Jorgensen Jr. and the green flag will fly. Jorgensen and Bartlett starting here. Henry Eltman's flag do a huge push on the outside. Probably the most equal start we've seen all night long here. Huge run by the outside. In fact, Bartlett actually going to be leading into turn 1 here, Gary. As a massive, massive shove there. These guys know 7 laps to go. Time to get racing hard.
Henry was all over the back bumper of Victor Bartlett there at the number 42. Right now, that front 2 pack is, well, those front 4, I should say, have been broken away. That's either going to be advantage or disadvantage for one of these lines right now. I'm seeing the 23 Rod Flag starting to push Jason Oatman in the 97. Right now, that inside line getting a huge shove of momentum. Corey Henry just left out Bartlett to dry. Bartlett's going to come down in front. There goes Rod Flag around and Justin Levine. That's below the track, so we stay green.
Kind of glad we do, otherwise it might actually ruin the race, to be honest. But we stay green for now, and we'll keep moving here. See what can happen from this, but they're going to stay in one place at least. For the back with Champion, it's going to be too wide back there, but keep themselves going. Oh, Bartlett. What happened for those guys? Problems for Bartlett. He gets forced up high. Now he's on his own. He's being dumped.
Bartlett went to move up high, and then Josh Hanner, I believe, thought he could move in front of Bartlett. Almost turned himself around as well. This is definitely starting to heat up right now. So Josh Hanner or Corey Henry are both now in line for coming into first place. Bartlett hoping that Wofford's going to jump up to the high side. That's not going to happen at the moment. 5 laps to go.
Yeah, 5 to go this time by Bartlett's going to shuffle back to the back of this lead group here. We'll have to see how it goes for it.
As of right now, everything is calm, and of course that is for the best right now, and that's front pack definitely hoping everything stays calm, at least in the back, because right now this front pack action is about to get severely insane as, oh my goodness. That was a little bit of a close call between the 16 and the 50 and the 3, pretty much a triple tandem.
The Chief keeping trying to do it here, and they want to have this one go back again as
3 wide.
Oh, look, 3 wide. Looking up top, 42 in the middle, 16 in the bottom. They want to go for this one. Schultz is the low man on the total ball there as Bartlett weaves his way through here. Nicely done by Victor Bartlett, and keeps it moving here. They're going to get momentum now with 3 of them here and see if they can go. Oh, up comes Hannah. Jorgensen goes to defend. Hannah goes low. He gets underneath. He's got it. Nice switchback by
Victor Bartlett almost forced the 50 and the 3 wide.
A move by Josh Hannah to duke the 88 there. Get himself to the lead. I love it.
This is only 3 laps to go, no less. And, well, what do you know? The 88 and the 3, those two have been working together again in a long time. Corey Henry, you might want to move your position just a little bit. Oh, they get contact. Josh Hanner wins this race. Bartlett gets turned around. Yeah. This is a huge wreck in turns 1 and 2. This is definitely the big one.
That's the big one. That's the big one, ladies and gentlemen. You got it at the end, and all the field is junk. We'll go back and show you what happened there, but We're coming up on 2 to go, and well, on lap 88, the 88 bit the dust hard as Corey Henry gets forced up the track, slams the 88, gets turned around himself, hits the 42 of Bartlett. The rest of the field coming in behind him, plows in with nowhere to go, and basically your entire field is junk.
Somebody,
and the quarterback is toast.
Yep, somebody was concerned about the 50 getting turned around, getting spun out. Well, guess what? He is now in second. John Lucky is now in second. So you don't have to worry anymore about that. But Josh Hanner comes home with the win unofficially at the moment because, oh my goodness, that was an insanely huge wreck. But a wreck nonetheless. And, well, that is an interesting finish there.
Absolutely an interesting finish. What an end to that race. As, wow. Yeah, that was more dramatic than we perhaps expected here, as Josh Hanna looks like he's going to be set to win this thing just by virtue of being the survivor of that carnage in your lead pack. John Ludkin to 50, second place. Max Schultz in third. New guys up in those top 3 positions. Fantastic for them, of course. Cozy, Altman's the rest of your top 5 there with Tiller, Champion, Brown, Jorgensen and Harrington top 10 because they just managed to basically drive out of the murder bowl that was the wreck there in 3 and 4. Jorgensen's cars are modified, but he's still going to get 9th.
Yeah, at least he can still finish and say, hey, I finished with the modified in the Cup Series. Well, a modified stock car, if you will. Close enough, same thing, but still. That is the most excited I've been, and congratulations. Good job to Josh Hanner for that. That was an insanely amazing and perfect timing for him.
Hugely good timing for him there, as it puts him in a great position for this one.
Yeah, I almost run out of breath saying that sentence. That's how excited I am. That is definitely how to put on a performance as well.
Yeah, absolutely. What a way to put on a performance. And well, as the field will come to the line, and well, Travis Brown's engine may not actually hold out for this one. He is smoking very heavily. That thing could pop. And he'll have to lose that position. They've got to finish this lap, so he has to hope the car can finish. Clutch the crap out of that thing, Travis Brown, and see if he can make it to the end of here. But smoke's ended. I think he may have either lifted off or run out of power.
Shutting off his engine.
Well, yeah, maybe. No, he's back on again. Yes, try and bring it round. I think he was clutching there, actually, but you have to hope he could make it to the end. Tiller might try and push him. But they have to make one more lap here. We'll, of course, have our timing. And we'll see exactly what comes through here. We'll read off the finishing order once they officially cross the line, so we can call this one. We don't particularly want to go off too soon in case someone has a problem. But a fantastic race tonight. We had some green flag running, green flag stops, some issues there, of course, but all in all, a great race.
It's something with super speedways and green flag pit stops that never work out, but like, nonetheless, I'd give this race a solid 8 out of 10. No, scratch that. No, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Of course, the one being taken off because cautions, but nonetheless, coming out of turn number 4, your first time winner for this season, Josh Hanner.
Certainly is. So after 9 rounds, we've had 8 different winners, with only the first repeat last time out, Frank Basilia III, who didn't take part in tonight's race, but wow, 9 races and 8 different winners. That is phenomenal.
So now we can finally call Josh Hanner the winner, and Travis Brown has made it to the start-finish line as well, and his engine is still running for now.
Good for him. So we'll go through our finishing order for the race tonight. Taking a win tonight, Josh Hanner comes home in first place after a tumultuous end to the race. John Ludke comes home in second. Mike Schultz, Michael Cozy Jr. and Jason Allman's in 5th place.
Gary Champion, Travis Brown, Harry Tiller, Mark Jorgensen Jr., and Dan Harrington round out 6th through 10th.
11th place in tonight's race is Robbie Lyons, getting a great result for him. Victor Bartlett, TJ Buck, Raymond Lees, and PJ O'Leary.
Rodney Watford finishes in 16th, Scott Warren 17th, 18th comes home to Glenn Hedrick, 19th Rod Flag, and 20th is Justin Levine.
21st place tonight is going to be Andrew Berger, first car lap down. Corey Henry, Corey Smith started together, finished together. Kyle Manger and Joey Piccolella.
It's Spencer Breed comes home with 26th, 27th Alex Russell after having some unfortunate issues earlier in the race. Ray Rittenauer finishes in 28th, really unfortunate as well, as he was around the top 3. Joseph Youngkins and Austin Coop, 29th and 30th. Richard Reagan Jr., Kevin Spencer, and Frank Busilio III, who has not started this race, round out your 33-car field.
So it does. Well, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, but do make sure to stick around. Best part of the night's coming up. It's the post-race interviews, so we will talk to you in a few moments' time.
Hi, I'm Ryan Priest. I'm driving the number 20 JGR Toyota Xfinity car this weekend. Really great opportunity here at New Hampshire at my home track. Over the past 2 weeks, I've been on iRacing, practicing a little bit here and there with the modified and the NASCAR Xfinity car. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a great tool for me to kind of get used to that stock car body again and be prepared for the race today. Well, yeah, it's a mile long, so the draft kind of plays into effect here with the modifieds, punches a big hole in the air, and we run restrictor plates. So it makes a big difference. Just really fast, and it's our Daytona. So that's what's great about it, and we have a fast car for tomorrow. I think the biggest thing is they're heavier cars. The tire's a lot different. And the way you go about setting them up is a lot different. They use all 4 tires more than a modified, where we typically drive off the right rear, you know, so. Well, actually, it's funny. I raced NASCAR race in 2003 before iRacing came about. And then when iRacing came about, my friend Kevin Iannarelli, who works at iRacing, kind of told me, hey, man, you need to switch over to this. And when I did, I was like, oh, my God, this is like real life. So I started using it as a tool of mine to really prepare for modified races, whether it was Stafford or Thompson or Loudon, Bristol, and then obviously the Xfinity Series last year, going to road courses, trying to get laps, and use it as a tool that can get me as prepared as I could be without actually doing it. So it's been great.
You know, really enjoy dirt racing. Feels good to get in the car, and we have you know, great cars and engines and things at KKR, so it's nice to drive a fast sprint car.
Couple of separate lines developing, 3 wide action on a turn 2. Craig Kinzer, Casey Kane, and Kieran Pittman going at it.
I think the differences between, you know, NASCAR and the sprint races on dirt is just a much different mindset. The way you drive your cars, the setup, the feel you're looking for. I think one of the hardest things to tell as a fan is when you're watching a race, whether it's a NASCAR race, a dirt race, is just what's really going on in the cars. With iRacing, you can get the way that the track's changing, which they've done a great job in how the track changes throughout the night or throughout the race, just to try to capture it and let the fans play it and realize, like, man, there's actually a lot going on, and you can't always see that when you watch a race. So I think it's pretty neat. It's, you know, enjoyable for me, but at the end of the day, it's actually much of a simulation, and there's a lot of ways that you can learn from that. And, you know, early on, it was neat to look at the Cup tracks that I was going to, places that I had never been. So I think it kind of gives you a head start leading into a weekend. It's pretty real life, and that's pretty neat.
Welcome back to post-race interviews here on LSRTV in the Sunwest Construction Superspeedway Cup Series. First up, we're going to have a chance to talk to Josh Hanna, tonight's winner in this race, and Josh is joining us right now. Josh, I don't know if you thought it would end this way.
Definitely not, no. It's not after getting wrecked on lap 13. I just figured I'd be riding around, but we wound up there in a good position at the end, and I knew I was going to try and find a way to get around Mark any way I could, so it worked out.
Certainly did, of course, and you got around him in the last-ditch moments, and then what did you think when you saw them completely demolish the field behind you?
I was screaming, yellow, 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 and it finally came out. So, man, I was so excited to see that yellow flag.
Certainly helped you out, of course, and makes you the the eighth new winner this season, of course. 8 out of 9 individual winners. Locks you into the chase, so that's got to be a weight off your shoulders.
Yeah, definitely, and that's my first win in this series in like 3 years, I think. It's been a long time, so it's good to be back.
Certainly is good to have you back in victory lane here on LSRTV, and congratulations. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Rod, thank him for letting me back in. I want to thank Mark and Jay Riot for working with me during the race, Corey Henry as well, and I want to give a big shout out to Chris Passini for painting this badass paint scheme.
Well, there you go. Fantastic car you had tonight, and congratulations again. That's Josh Hanna taking home the victory today at Daytona.
Thank you, Rachel.
Standing by with John Ludke is Gary Weaver.
Well, John, you got involved in a couple of wrecks, and you just barely managed to avoid this last one. This race tonight, we also had a green flag pit stops as well. This race was definitely one of the most interesting under the lights here.
Yeah, it was a fun race. I hate it for the people that got wrecked on lap, I think it was 88. But it was 2 laps to go. You got to push. So, but yeah, we made up quite a bit of spots on the on pit lane, so that really worked to my advantage.
So, of course, for the final few laps, I believe around about 3 laps to go as well. Coming into turns 1 and 2, I should say, massive wreck, and you barely managed to luck out as they luckily didn't turn right as Corey Henry overcorrected a little bit, it seems, and luckily didn't turn into you.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't even remember which one that was because there was quite a few close calls that I just got lucky and only ended up in one, and made it through the last one, thankfully.
Well, luckily you did come home with a second place finish. So, of course, is there anyone that you'd like to thank, friends, sponsors, or family?
Just Rod Flagg for putting this on. Kind of new here, so just learning the ropes and stuff like that. So just appreciate him doing this and having a good time.
That was definitely exciting to watch as well. We're going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations on finishing in second place.
Thanks, guys.
Well, that was John.
As well as John, he's managed to catch up here with Mike Schultz, finished in 3rd.
Well, Mike Schultz, you also managed to luck out of that wreck as well. Thankfully, just right behind John Lucky, and goodness, that was definitely an interesting race, if I do say so myself, because, well, you definitely put on some interesting entertainment here tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's so much fun running in this series. I gotta thank Rod for letting me in, and it's an honor to run with these guys up front. There's definitely the toughest competition I've ever run against, and it's good because they make you better week in and week out. So that's all I'm trying to do is get up here, and I appreciate it.
Well, you definitely did get up there as well. 26 positions up from where you started as well, which was 29th. So basically, you were the biggest mover of the race as well. Of course, thoughts on that final that huge big one heading into turns 3 and 4 on those final 3 laps?
Just a lot of movement. I know the guys mad at one another, but to me it was just a racing deal. But you got to avoid it, and at least you try to avoid it, and hopefully you can finish all of them.
Luckily, you did manage to come home in 3rd place. So, any friends, sponsors, or family that you'd like to thank?
I just got my heating company, Schultz Heating Cooling, on it, and kind of wish Sean McCarrick was here. He's really my only teammate, so sucks. I know he's watching on the stream, so thank you guys for streaming this. We definitely get a big group that watches week in and week out, so thank you.
I definitely put them up on the board as well with that top 3 finish. We're going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations and an amazing performance tonight.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
You too. Well, Rachel, that was definitely one of the most interesting Daytona races I have ever seen.
Certainly was, and well, we had a fantastic one tonight, and we want to thank everybody here, of course, for joining you all. Phenomenal race tonight. Great bit of variety in how things go, and don't forget you can catch us same time next week for more racing action. Round number 10. Well, this series and this season just keeps getting more exciting. We'll see you then.